Welcome to Big Winningz. My name is Brian. Today I'm going to be telling you my story and how I learned forgiveness. I grew up in a lower-class neighborhood where dreams seemed as distant as the stars, and when you were found trying to follow any dreams or goals you had, you were laughed at, bullied, sometimes even physically assaulted. All I wanted to do when I was younger was change the world with my gifts. I was so determined to change my fate and become a professional musician and recording artist. I worked tirelessly, day after day, night after night, and seizing every opportunity that came my way. Through years of sheer determination, I climbed the ladder of success. I amassed wealth, living a life of luxury that I had only dreamed of. My girlfriend Shannon is now my wife, and now we had more than enough money to bring a baby into the world without a financial worry. However, as the zeros in my bank account grew, something within me began to change. With each dollar earned, my heart hardened. I became consumed by my pursuit of wealth instead of the life I initially set out to live, neglecting the values and friendships that had once meant everything to me. My friends started to notice the shift in my demeanor, but I just brushed off their concerns because I thought it was jealousy, though I was slowly being blinded by my pursuit of material success. Even Shannon felt the distance growing between us. Our once loving relationship became strained as my priorities shifted as well. I was so focused on climbing higher that I failed to see the matter she was trying to bring to my attention, never being home nearly as much as I should have been. After a certain period of time, she stopped trying to tell me anything. She believed I didn't care about a word she said. It got to the point where she didn't even want to tell me that she was pregnant, and I could only blame myself for making her feel that way. One day, amidst the glittering lights of my extravagant lifestyle, I had mentally and emotionally hit rock bottom. I realized that despite my wealth, I was completely and unexplainably empty inside. The cars, the houses, the designer clothes, none of it could fill the void in my soul. My wife stayed on a different side of the mansion, yet she was still so supportive of me and periodically telling me she loves me. And all my friends were distant, rarely checking in, hoping that I would go back to the person I used to be. Desperate for a change, I sought help through therapy. Through the guidance of the wise therapist, I began to confront the demons that had taken hold of my life. I delved deep into my past, exploring the each and every wound and insecurity one by one that had fueled my relentless pursuit of success, and to answer the question of why I held on to so much, remembering everyone that had laughed, slammed the door in my face, or just assaulted me altogether. In the midst of my therapeutic journey, I found someone unexpected: God. Through the gentle guidance of my therapist and the discovery of faith, I began to see the world through new eyes. I learned the power of forgiveness, for others and, more importantly, myself. I couldn't move on if I was mentally holding myself hostage. Shannon had started seeing the changes in me as I opened up to her more and began to be closer with me emotionally, and we fixed what I had broken. After 6 months, my sessions were finally done. My therapist stood up and shook my hand, congratulating me for taking this step to a better, me. The therapist had invited me to the church he attends and told me their service starts at 11:30 a.m. every Sunday. And I told him I'd go, as he then nodded, smiled, and said, "I'll see you there." God bless you. With a newfound sense of purpose, I set out to make amends for the mistakes of my past. After months, I reached out to my friends, humbly asking for their forgiveness. To my surprise, they welcomed me back with open arms, recognizing the genuine change in me. Most importantly, I sought forgiveness from my wife that had never left my side even though I left hers. The person I had wronged the most, I poured out my heart, expressing my deep regret for the pain I had caused. Even though our love was stronger than ever before, I wanted her to know that I realized my wrongs and took accountability, and I needed her to know none of it was ever her fault, and that I should have let her help me by coming to her. Together, myself and Shannon embarked on a new chapter of our lives, one filled with love and faith. Though the road ahead would be challenging, we faced it hand in hand, secure in the knowledge that our bond was unbreakable. We also went to the church, seeing that my therapist was also the pastor, as he told me that, from the depths of my troubles to the heights of redemption and God's grace and the power of forgiveness, I found true wealth, not in material possessions, but in the love and forgiveness of those who mattered most. Thank you for joining me. I pray that this story touches somebody's heart. Throughout my life, I found that greed had set in, and the more I could have, the more I could lose. See? Greed is the insatiable hunger that consumes that soul, leaving behind only a shell of what one could have been. And I thank God on a daily basis that He found me before I lost myself completely, and that will be the topic of next weekend. But for now, always remember that not all that glitters is always wrapped in gold. All you need is in the kingdom of God. That's where the real big winnings are. God bless you all.